As was said earlier, it's a beautiful day to celebrate, but even more importantly, what a beautiful audience in front of me today. I'm blushing right now, so thank you for that. Thank you. I'm honored and I am humbled to have the opportunity of representing such a unique and talented collective of students today. I've learned that in moments of humility, it can be helpful to draw upon the words of someone who is much wiser than yourself. I would like to begin today by reading an excerpt from someone who inspired me to think big. From a great thinker and a great doctor who many of us have spent countless hours studying, Dr. Seuss. I will begin today by reading an excerpt from All the Places You'll Go. If you know the words, feel free to sing along. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. Oh, the places you'll go. For many of us, this is not the first time we have heard these wise words from Dr. Seuss. Whether that be seated politely on the gymnasium floor next to other wobbly 4-year-olds or packed together in an auditorium full of other giddy high school seniors, at so many points of transition in my life, I have found comfort in the journey of our nameless hero, trying so hard to figure out where they belong and finally finding it. For many of us, Dr. Seuss's story is simply that, a story. However, if college has taught us anything, let it be this, that we should never be afraid to ask a good question, that this should be no topic safe from critical analysis, and that even includes you, Dr. Seuss. When read as an adult, his work stands out to me in ways that did not reveal itself 15 years ago. Let us examine the title, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Notice the fact that Seuss does not say, oh, the spaces you'll go. To me, there is something very significant in how we should understand the differences between a space and a place. You see, a space is physical. Space is objective. Space is finite. Let's try to understand space within the context of our own surroundings at this very moment. Here we are at a space we call Old Main Lawn. 40,000 square feet of grass, a few overarching trees, and a couple thousand chairs. Let's extend this further. Here we are at a space we call Hamline University. 60 acres of urban land stretching between Minnehaha and Pierce Butler, a few dozen brick and concrete buildings, several hundred whiteboards, several thousand desks. What about this space we call Earth? 71% of it covered by oceans and water, the other 29% of it composed almost entirely of mountains and deserts. I know, right? Not the most optimistic way of understanding the world that surrounds us. Now let's understand this concept of place together. Place is like so many other concepts I've had the chance to learn about these past 4 years. You see, place is a social construct. Now this does not mean place does not matter. Rather, it means that place, like our race, like our gender, like so many of the other identities we identify with, matter because of how we ascribe meaning to it as individuals and as a society. Now let's try to re-understand the very place that surrounds us at this very moment. Let's think about this place we call Earth. How improbable for us humans to sprout life from a world that is nearly completely uninhabitable. Of the mountains we have moved unbroken backbones, of the rivers redirected by calloused hands, of the ingenuity that the people of this place, Earth, are capable of. How about this place we call Hamline University? The first time sitting down in your FISM wondering if this is where you really belonged. The first night figuring out the location of all the buildings on campus by playing a midnight game of Capture the Flag. The first time you kissed someone in the Blue Garden. The first time you sat in your dorm room and called your mother, worried and anxious about the future, forgetting that she's almost always the first to call you. And here we are today at this place we call Old Main Lawn, remembering that it is not the grass underneath our feet that makes this moment special, It is not the bleachers that we sit upon. It is not even the robes we wear, the tassels that hang from our caps, or even the diplomas we worked so hard to receive. Place matters, to put it simply, because we matter. The most important thing I've learned in my 4 years at Hamline University has not been calculating dead weight loss or trying to figure out what the allegory of the cave actually meant. The most important thing I've learned in my 4 years at Hamline University has been how to negotiate space and place, how to make both the people and the environments in my life matter. And here we are at Old Main Lawn celebrating. But it is important to remember that we did not simply appear in this place today. No, movement is an essential action when understanding place. As good as the physics department here at Hamline University, we have yet to discover the technology of teleportation. Our presence here is the culmination of a journey many decades in the making. Like the nameless hero in Seuss's story, oh, the places you'll go, oh, the places we have been. For many of us, coming to Hamline was a journey of only a few miles. For many others of us, St. Paul was a destination literally half a world away, and of the mental journey. For some, we are the grandchildren of a long line of doctors and lawyers and maybe even pipers. For others, graduation is a beautiful and hard-fought first for the family. I think about my own mother and father, a story far too common throughout this world. They fled a country that did not allow them to belong, spent years in refugee camps along the Thai border, came to the United States of America. Wide-eyed and unsure of how this new place would greet them, learned firsthand how cruel it can be to be a person with nowhere to call home, learned firsthand how important it is to create place for others. Whether that be your mother and father, or a parent who had to be both, whether that be a friend who held you before you jumped, whether that be a teacher who believed that you could be something greater, whether that be yourself when there was no one else there, we are all here today because of someone. And how beautiful is that? All of us, from all different walks of life, sharing this place here today. My time here at Hamline has taught me how beautiful this act of sharing can be, of interacting with communities and world views that I may have never even knew existed, of finding belonging where I least expected it. Even in moments where I have felt lost, my time here has taught me how important it is to create a place for others. But with the act of creation comes a gigantic responsibility. It is not enough to simply create a place where others can feel safe. No, it is the responsibility of all of us to create places where we can feel brave, to voice disagreement, to empower one another, and to belong. In order to share place, we must not simply understand where we are similar or where we agree. We must begin understanding how to share our differences. Because you alone may be wise, you alone strong, you artistic, you technical, you passionate, you romantic, you reflective, but together, we, all of us together sharing this place, we are powerful beyond measure. On this day of celebration, do not simply see today as a culmination of 4 years of hard work. No, do not simply see today as a destination finally reached or a finish line finally crossed. See today as a golden opportunity to set forth, to share, and to create place for ourselves and others. Someone once told me that in moments of great discovery, it can be helpful to speak through the words of someone who has traveled a path much farther than yours. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course. As you already know, you'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step Step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft. Never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So be your name Buxbaum, or Bixby, or Bray, or Mordecai Ali, Van Allen, O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way.